Welcome everyone to the regular council meeting on Monday, April 24th, 2023. And just so members of the public know, the meeting is being recorded and you'll be able to watch it via video from our website. So tonight, before we get to our delegation, we have the adoptions of the minutes, and before you we have the Governance and Operations Committee meeting of March the 27th, 2023. And we also have the regular council meeting of March the 27th, 2023. So the recommendation is before you. Can I have someone make that motion, please? Councillor Martin and Councillor Wilson. All those in favor? Opposed? No opposed? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Okay. So I'd like to welcome the United Way of British Columbia here tonight. They're here to do a presentation. So Naomi, if you'd like to, and if I could get you to state your name and address.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Good evening to everybody. My name is Naomi McKinney, and I would like to acknowledge that our work with United Way takes place on the ancestral territories of the Sinixt, Ktunaxa, Syilx, and Métis people, and we honor their connections to the land and the rivers and respect the importance of their environment to our strength as a community. I would like to thank you for your time today and appreciate the Council's passion and compassion to support our local communities. For the next couple of minutes, I will be going over some of the social issues we are hearing that is happening in various communities across our province, including Trail and District area. I will also be sharing some of the examples of work and partnerships that United Way BC is engaged in to support people in communities. At the end, I am happy to field any questions you may have and start conversations on how we are able to work together in partnership in the future. Next slide, please, Michelle.
I will just take a moment.
Yeah. In 2021, 6 local offices of the NBC joined with others across the province to form United Way of British Columbia, with the goal of being provincial in scope and local in focus. Having our team members embedded in local communities and strengthening connections with partnerships help us to remain connected to emerging needs, while utilizing the experience and the resources of a large organization. United Way BC supports the development of healthy, caring, and inclusive communities by strengthening vital connections in the regions we serve. We collectively support over 4 million people across the province to support various local needs and community, ranging from emergent and responsive work to the support of all ages and stages to addressing mental health and food security. As United Way BC, we take on an adaptive and interactive approach when addressing local issues by listening to our local community partners, as well as learning about needs on the ground. We pivot and support the work of our social service sector in the community. Our work is powered by our collaboration with government donors and community partners. Next slide, please, Michelle. Last year, we merged with BC 211 Team, a phone and online referral service that helps connect people to resources for help where and when they need it. A big part of what we hear from our colleagues with the BC 211 network partners across the province is the emergence and severity of social issues, from increasing pressure caused by inflation in housing and an increased demand on social community services, to the need for rapid and coordinated response in climate health related emergencies. This reality underlines the valuable working together and sharing capacity and resources that helps in our work. Found up on the screen is a list of priority areas United Way supports community agencies right here in Trail and District. In the past year, we have invested $240,000 in the City of Trail in partnership with program partners in the region Trail Fair Society carries out the Better at Home program in Trail and District area with an overall aim of helping seniors in community with simple, non-medical, day-to-day tasks so that they can continue to live independently in their own homes and remain connected to their communities. The partnerships help bring services to approximately 33 unique participants, in a given year with over 25 services provided. That means 33 seniors in community are directly being supported in their non-medical social health determinant needs. 2023 and 2024, we will see Better at Home program expand to serve the area of Selma as well. Next is the work we do supporting children, youth, and mental health and well-being in our local communities. United Way BC programs like Schools Out exist to provide and monitor and mentor the deserving BC kids in a crucial time outside of school hours. We've seen life-changing power of these programs in effect. They've never been more needed. Locally here in Trail, we partnered with Sanctuary Preteen Center, who delivers a Schools Out program for children 6 to 12 years of age. A recent grant partnership with Take a Hike Foundation, Scouts Property, also helped the amazing work underway that support BC kids here in Trail. We are grateful for their leadership and partnership in the community. Last is the existing work happening to address food security and promote food access locally here in our region. Our local West Kootenay Community Food Hub work to support community members and strengthen vital connections in partnership with the Nelson Community Food Center, as well as local partners here in Trail. Trail's Farmers Market, United Church Food Bank, the Salvation Army Food Bank, and many others. We convened in partnership, create and strengthen vital connections with local partners. Partners in Strength for Vital Connections. Bridging the Gap is a brand new fundraising event that we will be starting this year. We have already booked the Jubilee Park for this. This event is for youth and families, and it will loop the two bridges, the Victoria Street Bridge and the pedestrian bridge. And this loop route has been named by the kids that participate at Sanctuary in the Schools Out initiative. And they have named it the Loops of Fun. And this is a fundraiser that is geared for 12 and under kids and their families to help raise funds for Schools Out in our area. Period Promise is another one of our provincial endeavors. United Way's Period Promise campaign increases access to free menstrual products in our communities so that everyone who menstruates can go to work, get to school, access services, and stay connected to their community. Local collection campaigns and microgrants have, in the past, have supported food banks and youth centers from Roslyn to Fruitvale. Our 2023 campaign runs from May 16th to June 13th, 2023. And I invite council to contact me for more information on how council can get involved. Storm the Stairs is an ongoing event that we started in 2015, and we look forward to bringing it to fruition again this coming September, supporting local youth programs in the area. We are pleased to be able to continue this. The Beaver Valley Christmas Hamper Program was something new to us in 2019, and we have continued it throughout the pandemic and last year, and look forward to doing it again this year. And without the support of the Village of Fruitvale, local residents and volunteers, staff from the village office, Regional District Area A, Remax Toy Drive, BV Lions Club, we would not have been able to, year over year, support 95 plus homes within the Beaver Valley area, with not just food hampers, but free wrapped gifts for their children. Like in the case of our partnership and work in the community, we learn a lot from innovation, partnerships, and solutions happening in all of our regions that we serve. We are keen to work with our council to understand where and how United Way can both learn from partners with our constituents, as well as endeavor to understand the nuanced needs of our rural and remote communities. Thank you again for allowing me this opportunity to speak to you all and present. And I will take any questions that you may have. If not here this evening, you're more than welcome to email me or call me at my office.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Is there any questions? I just have a comment. I just really want to thank United Way for the work you do in our communities, because it affects so many different levels of our community. I love the work that you do with the kids after school. I think it's something that's really needed because, you know, most families have two parents working or go home to an empty house, and you're just something that will help fill in that time with the work that you do. But I really wanted just a little bit more information about the Schools Out. So what happens in that program?
The Schools Out initiative is to help teach the children. They go through empowerment stuff. One of the best ways to find out how our Schools Out initiative is helping the students that participate at Sanctuary here in Trail is to go and visit. And if council would like a tour of the program, I would be very happy to set that up.
Okay. Councillor Wilson.
I can chime in a little bit. I volunteer at Sanctuary.
Yes.
Your Schools Out program also allowed them to get staff.
Mm-hmm.
So the money that you allocated there also helped with staffing.
Yeah, so they can do more with the kids,
Yeah.
broaden their programming. I know that one of the biggest things that the children are getting, the biggest joy out of right now is their cooking program. And the kids are actually bringing recipes and trying their own recipes. They've done, if anybody is following Sanctuary's Facebook page, they have done a number of wellness initiatives throughout the community, little phrases on rocks that they put around the community, and wellness packages for those that are most in need in our community that need proper housing.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah,
Well, if there's no other questions or comments, thank you so much again for coming tonight.
and thank you for giving us the opportunity.
Okay, so we're on to public question period. Is there any questions from the public?
Sure. Why not? Morning, Trail. I'm just wondering about how the concession was handed over to CBS. How did it go out to bid or it didn't go out to bid?
I'm sorry, I'm not understanding the question.
The CBS, the concession was given to CBS. And I just wondered, did it go out to bid first or
So
plus they got $25,000?
So there's a staff, there's two staff reports in the GOC.
Can you speak up just a bit, sorry?
There's two staff reports that were done, and so if one was to read that, number one, Mayor, this is not something that's on the agenda, so that's one of the questions that we should have if we addressing it, but if you wanted to go and read about it, you will see the process there, that yes, we went up for tender, we had nobody who was interested. We've gone with the situation for this year, and the plan is to re-tender it out in the fall of 2023.
So it's in the fall, it's gonna go out for tender again?
That's the,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the 2024 year.
Okay. Is it normal though to give,
again, if you
The
want to
money?
read, again, this is not something that's on the agenda, as far as questions go, you can contact me, but there are reports, staff reports that are available, and you're welcome to read them there in the GOC that speak to all of this, and the information's there,
Okay. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to the council committee reports, and we have Councilor Benson up first.
Thank you. So just a reminder that Silver City Days is 16 days away. I'm extremely proud to announce that the Silver City Days Committee has raised over $32,000 in grants and local business sponsorships for this event. We're currently in the final stretch of planning, and bringing this back after a 3-year hiatus has brought with it some difficulties, but our team is really pushed, and we feel that we have a festival that will be memorable for years to come. Councillor Cashel and I wouldn't be able to do this without the work of our staff who've been assisting us along the way, so I just want to thank them for their passion and their patience with us, as we learn the ropes and just, especially as this is off the side of their desks along with their other full-time jobs. So we are really appreciative of them, especially as we get closer to the event and things really start ramping up. Part of the Silver City Days Festival is the Trail Ambassador pageant, which I'm the council rep for. And the 6 candidates are getting ready for the pageant on May 12th. The most recent areas they've received training in are basic budgeting, diversity, equity and inclusion, women's health and interview skills. I was asked to be a judge at their local knowledge evening at the Trail Riverfront Center, and they also did a community knowledge exam that night. And then just finally, I just wanted to give a little bit of a shout out, as the Trail and District Arts Council was informed last week that Nadine Tremblay, their executive director, and the Bailey Theatre were awarded Presenter of the Year at a recent provincial conference. They're nominated by the touring artist community, which makes this award even more special. And on behalf of council, I'd just like to congratulate Nadine and the exceptional staff for their dedication to recruiting and showcasing talent in our beautiful venue here. As an arts supporter, I believe in the necessity to have stable and robust arts funding, and I hope that accolades such as this will help them with all that they work for. So thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Councillor Benson? Oh, I didn't see anyone. Councillor Butler is next up on the agenda, but he has sent his regrets for the meeting tonight. Councillor Cashel.
Thank you, Mayor Jones. On April 19, I attended a library board meeting, which was highlighted by the attendance of our CAO, Colin McClure, who attended in person and did a presentation overview on the draft for the library staff. And board members were noting this was the first time that they've ever had an attendance from a CAO or a CFO, and they were very appreciative of the presentation. And we're very thankful that he attended and took the time to do that. So I just wanted to acknowledge that, and that's the conclusion of my report. Thank you, Mayor Jones.
Thank you. Any questions for Councillor Cashel? Okay, thank you, Councillor Cashel. Councillor Hanson.
Well, I've got a few things to say tonight, you guys, sorry. As we haven't had a regular council meeting since we've had the Home of Champions meeting, we did have our first Home of Champions meeting in a very long time, chaired by Councillor Cashel. And I was the city rep, and my term expires at the end of this year as the city rep. So it was exciting to have everybody back together, and we were able to approve a new nomination. So that's great. On April 13th, I participated in a workshop regarding the Housing Accelerator Fund from the federal government and the CMHC. So there was over $4 billion in funding announced last year, and one of these programs is what's called the Housing Accelerator Fund, which is to provide incentive funding to local governments to encourage local initiatives that remove barriers to housing supply, accelerate growth supply, and support development of complete low carbon and climate resilient communities which are affordable, inclusive, equitable, and diverse. And so just getting that together, it's unfortunately there's only one very short window of funding opportunity this summer. I've had a very brief conversation with CEO McClure on, whether or not we have adequate time to prepare for this as a short-term thing that just came up. So the other thing, we had a Downtown Trail Improvement Committee meeting on April 18th. And that was great. We had some information in regards to, some of the struggles kind of at an economic development level, some issues that some of our businesses are facing, some concerns and questions we were able to answer for them on a city level, which was wonderful. And then we had a conversation regarding some tourism that that people are working on, as well as economic development for our region. And then they brought forward a conversation about other communities and an open drug use bylaw. And the other communities have just started to implement it, and it's something that, I think will be watched by seeing what the repercussions are based on the legal opinion that we received at this AKBLG over the weekend. The April 5th, and today I've been working with the Trail Health and Environment Program, and they're working on their Moving to Trail brochure. And then attended with Mayor Jones on April 20th in Cranbrook via Zoom, the Trail Health and Environment Committee meeting, which was outstanding because we actually had presentations and knowledge sharing with other lead smelting and mining communities in Australia, from Port Pirie and Broken Hill. And we were looking at models of how our trail lead program and theirs and what that looks like, and where there's synergies, where we can learn from them, where they can learn from us. So that was pretty outstanding. And the last thing, myself with all these lovely councillors and our mayor attended the AKBLG convention in Cranbrook this last weekend, and the amount of knowledge and learning and representatives from our local MLA, our parliamentarian, and the community building and relationship building with other neighbors close to us, as well as neighbors further away, and seeing where we can work together or help support each other in certain things we're facing. And I think that was probably the highlight of the whole thing, was just meeting and reaffirming our relationships with a lot of our neighbors. So that is it. Sorry,
Thank you, Councillor Hanson. Any questions for Councillor Hanson? Okay, thank you. And on to Councillor Martin.
So thank you, Mayor Jones. Just to echo Councillor Hanson's comments about the AKBLG on the weekend. Great information from all the presenters and good networking with other councillors from the area. So it was really I really enjoyed going to that. And unfortunately, that's all I have.
Okay, thanks, Councillor Martin. Councillor Wilson.
Thank you, Your Worship. Not much to report, but the Trail and District Chamber of Commerce will be hosting a business after business meeting this Thursday at 5 o'clock at their office above the TV bank. They wanted me to let everyone know to be there if you can. That's everything.
That's everything? Thank you, Councillor Wilson. Okay, on to my report. So I will start with the Governance and Operations Committee meeting we had this afternoon. Today in the Governance and Operations Committee meeting, we awarded a contract to Advart Pavement Marking Services for $108,661. Plus taxes and fees, and further, Council did approve an increase in the traffic road line marking budget for the 2023 fiscal year by $46,681 to facilitate the increase of the provision of service, which is the line marking in the community, in the city. So that is an increase of 76%. And we're seeing these kind of increases because the cost of the product to do this painting has increased, and the supply chain has struggled with extra costs as well, and they have pressure for wages and supplies, which has increased their costs as well. Council is hoping that in the future, the city can reach out to other municipalities in the region to see if there's an opportunity to combine some of these contracts so that we can lower our costs and just look for ways of improving efficiency and saving on the carbon footprint at this time. We also approved the extension of the 2023 asphalt road patching contract to Power Paving Limited with a price tag of $166,400, and that was awarded to Power Paving, who has worked with the city previously, and we're happy to have them providing the service to us once again. City Council also moved on to the capital budget review this afternoon. So we're moving ahead towards finalizing the budget, and today we reviewed two departments. The first one was the Parks and Recreation Department, and then the Public Works Department. So we have further meetings planned, hopefully coming up this week or in the near future, And it's a project that we are excited to be working through. So just a quick report, well, not quick, but a report on some of the work that I've been doing. I did attend the Silver City Days meeting on April 17th. And just to get an update of what's happening, to see what kind of events are coming forward. I know they're a very hardworking committee, and they've done a lot of work. And I too wanted to thank staff for the work that they're doing. It's amazing that they're so passionate about this event, and the community is excited and getting more and more excited about it. So everyone's looking forward to it. It's been a while that we've been able to celebrate in the city of Trail in that way. I attended, and this is a new meeting for me, a new committee, and it was the Highway 3 Chairs and Mayors Committee meeting. And it was, there was over 53 mayors and committee members that from across East and West Kootenays, and there was some from the Okanagan. And it's a discussion that where we talk about our road conditions and what needs to be done and fixed. And very interesting meeting. For my first meeting, it was a little bit hard to get a lay of the land because I honestly didn't know what to expect. And it was a really good insight into the work that the province is doing in the communities and on our major highways. And if there's any issues that we see that need to have improvement, there's an opportunity to be at these meetings for this community and express some of the safety issues or highway, conditions that we need to have fixed. So it was a good meeting to be a part of. I really enjoyed it. As Councillor Hanson spoke, the Trail Health and Environment Committee, that was very exciting. Also 30 participants from basically around the world, across Canada and Australia. And I have to say that I think the Trail Health and Environment Committee is doing a lot of good work. Like, we are above, advanced from what Australia is doing, but also opportunity to learn from what they're doing too and put into practice some of their ideas. And they were very thankful for the information that we were sharing too. And it's just another example of how amazing Zoom is, to be able to zoom into another country and, with the different time zones. And it was a really good meeting, and lots of good work was done there. And also this weekend, along with the councillors, the Association of Kootenay Boundary Local Government Conference, another awesome opportunity for us to do some networking, learning what's happening in the other communities. We're not the only community that has a homeless population or that is struggling to get housing, or we're all struggling with the same issues in all the communities. And just to get those different ideas to bring back, and just know that we're not alone in the struggles that we're facing right now, and it was good to talk to other people about it. I also wanted to say that I was honored to be elected as a director for the Association of Kootenay Boundary Local Government. So it's just another voice for us out there in other communities and across the East and West Kootenays, and I'm looking forward to doing that work as well. Another committee that was new for me today also was they're creating a leadership table for ending working poverty in Trail, and I was invited to be a part of that. And what's exciting about this is there's only 5 communities that are a part of this right now, and it's from across Canada. So Drumheller is involved, Saskatoon, Winnipeg, Chapman, Chapman, Ontario, and Trail BC. So there's 5 cities included in this, and it's just the beginning of this working group. And I think we've got another avenue to express, some of the issues that we are having in our community. But this one is right across Canada. And again, this will be exciting because of Zoom. We'll be able to Zoom across to each of these cities and have conversations with them and, hopefully get some ideas moving forward with our issues. I think that is all that I have tonight. Is there any questions or comments or no? Okay. Thank you. So up next is our consent agenda. There's 2 items under the consent agenda. The report and invoices paid for the municipal services and the Lower Columbia Initiatives Corporation's quarterly report. And the recommendation is before you. If I could have someone make that motion, or is there anyone that wants to pull anything out of the consent agenda? Okay, so I'll go for the motion then. Councillor Benson, Councillor Cashel, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried unanimously, thank you. Okay, I guess next on the agenda is adjournment, unless someone has something under new business. Councillor Benson.
So as stated today, this past weekend, all of council and Mayor Jones attended the AKBLG convention in Cranbrook. The event was timely as council received numerous emails, texts, and calls this past week regarding the amplified presence and resulting consequences of our growing unhoused population downtown. I attended one session with my fellow councillors discussing the legalities of solving problems around homelessness for municipalities who hold limited power and purview. We have been on council for 6 months and we have met with BC Housing numerous times now. Our focus has primarily been on land and structure, but this is merely one piece of the puzzle. We will be providing a structure to people who may lack the resources, capacities, or desire to be housed in the first place. And I fear that in the absence of wraparound services, the situation will not improve. Instead, time, resources, and to be honest, empathy will be further diminished. There's one group that I feel has been noticeably absent from our discussion and our learning as we go through this, and this is interior health. I recognize and appreciate that Trail is home to a well-accessed and well-funded mental health unit, and we benefit from the outreach nurses who assist on the ground. However, since elected, we've not been formally apprised of their initiatives, interior health initiatives, plans, and most importantly, what would change with the new shelter. This weekend we learned that there are 32 assertive community treatment, they're called ACT teams in the province. And this initiative was noted to be a success by the litigator that was presenting to us. ACT teams operate in both Kamloops and Kelowna and are comprised of subject matter experts like psychiatrists, nurses, and other mental health consultants. When people are referred to this team, the team responds to the individual, not their reversal. So having shared these learnings, I would like to bring a motion to the floor that council directs staff to invite Interior Health as a delegation to council to provide an overview of what services they currently provide our unhoused population specific to mental health and addiction supports, what gaps they see in the current model, and what steps, if any, that we can take to advocate for our own City of Trail ACT team. I feel this will better help us understanding our better educate us as we follow down this road of learning about the unhoused population and the struggles facing Trail.
Okay. Councillor Hanson, are you seconding that motion?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any questions or comments on that? I think it's a great idea, Councillor Benson. I think we need to hear from them because we are in a position where we need more information before we can really fully move forward on the Councillor.
I just want to publicly thank Councillor Benson for this motion. I think it's fantastic. I think it's timely, and bravo to you for doing it.
So if there's no questions or comments, I'll go for the vote. All those in favor of the motion? I'm in favor. Opposed? That was carried unanimously, thank you. Councillor Cashel, you had your hand up?
Only to vote, Mayor.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, if there's no other new business, we'll move on to adjournment. Is there someone that wants to make that motion? No? Councillor Hanson and Councillor Cashel, all in favor? Carried unanimously, thank you everyone.